Welcome back, Internet, to another episode of Reddit Story Things. So, back to school's coming up, so moms, dads out there, get your kids vaccinated now. Skip the lines. Anti-Vax logic. So, I posted a few days ago asking for opinions on this awful rash my baby had all over her body. So bad. Ended up taking her to the ER, and guess what she caught from the park? Measles. Are you freaking kidding me? She couldn't get the measles vaccine until her 12-month appointment, and her 1-year birthday is tomorrow. So, measles is in Reno, so beware. I feel so bad for my baby girl. Watching the doctors hold her down to take blood from her was miserable and heartbreaking. What a lucky baby! She now has lifelong immunity, lower risk of cancer, and no MMR injected into her precious body! Oh my goodness, how evil is this woman? She's sitting there saying that this baby girl, this 1-year-old girl, is lucky to be pinned down and have doctors poke at her while having measles? What an evil woman. I mean, I have absolutely no reservation by telling people that they're stupid to their face when it comes to vaccines or, well, honestly, anything in general. But especially with vaccines. And if this woman, if this woman was in a conversation with this other lady, I would scream at her and tell her how horrible of a person she is. This mother is obviously going through pain watching her little girl get prodded by a doctor and having measles, and this anti-vax douche nozzle sitting there saying, "Oh, what a lucky day." Oh. Alright. Hey everyone! A friend of mine has a baby the exact same age as mine, 10 months. However, he is vaxxed. She told me that she found out he is showing early signs of autism. I'm still learning about all this and wondering, has anyone had any similar experiences, or can anyone offer advice on detox, etc., so I can be of greater support? Alright, so here's what you do. Make sure the baby stays gluten and dairy free. Gluten and dairy increase inflammation, which is totally relevant to autism. I got my PhD on the back of a milk carton, I know. I would start by taking good supplements. The staples in autism are vitamin D, cod liver oil, and zinc drops. I have newt, maybe a little bit of tea tree oil, and I'm gonna go with some lavender. Yeah, lavender. And for those detox baths, make sure you use a lot of Epsom salts. Once the child is 100% gluten-free, I better not see any cornbread in your house. And don't even think about coffee creamer. She will see a difference. The fog lifts, and there is a clearer picture. So yeah, I can totally see why this thread is called because it's like you're seeing the inner workings of an anti-vaxxer, like mentally try to like do gymnastics hoops in their brain about like, how am I gonna detox against this autism vaccine that, like, what are they trying to do? They're trying to counteract the effects of the vaccine, or are they trying to detox against early signs of autism? Like, honestly, I'd like a follow-up on this, because I would like to see what, like, the rationality for doing all this stuff, like the Epsom salts. Oh yeah, definitely got to go with the Epsom salts. You know, got to get rid of that autism with Epsom salts. Jeez, what morons. I don't know if this has been posted before, but a baby died, and they're using it to spread anti-vaccination propaganda. I can't believe I'm even posting this. One of my best friends of 10 plus years was just robbed of her 4-month-old baby girl. As many of you know, respiratory distress, SIDS, and death are all known side effects of vaccines, listed directly on the package insert, and it's going to be a long, hard fight for #Justice for Haley, but I promise we're going to get it. She's not just going to be another baby swept under the rug like she's nothing. She's not going to be declared an unknown death and forgotten. Not with me around. We're going to make sure we get all proper testing done, and will be in a vaccine injury court in no time. But until then, they need all the help they can get for their sudden funeral costs. I've organized a GoFundMe, link in bio, on their behalf. Please find it in your heart to donate anything you can at this time. $1, $5, $10, $20. You never think these things can happen until it happens to you. But her fight is my fight now. Please share this post and say a major prayer for my friend during this time at @ShayBadHabit. Thank you all in advance. #Healthy babies just don't die. #Justice for Haley. I'm always super suspicious of people making GoFundMes for other people. You always hear stories about people that make GoFundMes for complete strangers and then they pocket the money. Or even if they make it for another person, then it's like, oh yeah, I'll give you the money, and they pocket the money. They never give the intended party the money. So like someone else making a GoFundMe for this unfortunate situation where a baby girl died, apparently. Yeah, that's a little suspect. But I hate it when people say, as we all know, and then say something completely bogus, because people that don't know anything about it are going to be like, oh, well, as we all know, vaccines, or one of the side effects is, dying from SIDS. People that don't know anything about SIDS or vaccines or anything are going to be like, oh, I guess we all know that, right? It's like a group sheep mentality. I guess we all know that, vaccines cause SIDS, which doing a little bit of research, I decided to take a look myself. So I went to the Mayo Clinic's website and what their definition and prevention and treatment for SIDS is. So here's an overview of SIDS. In case you don't know, it's sudden infant death syndrome. SIDS is the unexplained death, usually during sleep, of a seemingly healthy baby less than a year old. So basically, parents put their child to bed, and then they come back and wake the child up, and the child's dead. So here it lists some of the physical factors that happen that may cause SIDS: brain defects, low birth weight, respiratory infection, how the child is lying down or sleeping, and some risk factors like age, sex, race, family history, secondhand smoke, being premature, maternal risks, and then prevention. It doesn't say anything here about vaccines. Actually, if you want to see something funny, it says down here, immunize your baby. There's no evidence that the routine immunizations increase SIDS risk. Some evidence indicates immunizations can prevent SIDS. Oh, and as we all know, that this lady's brain is full of donkey nuggets and doesn't know what the heck she's talking about, leading people on and telling lies for money. Y'all got the same medieval level of intelligence spreading the pox. Warriors don't negotiate. They take authority. Which, stand fast in the faith, be brave, be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. We were made to be warriors for such a time as this, not to be warriors who blend in with the world or cower down to it. Warriors don't negotiate. Yeah, the people in the Middle Ages were pretty faithful, right? And their life expectancy was 33 years in the Middle Ages. And what do they must have... There was a lot of people that died in the Middle Ages. Huh. I wonder, could have been because of disease? But how could that have happened? They had faith on their side. Bah. Bah. So these geniuses are talking about vaccines, of course. I know what it does improve: their stupidity to believe a single word the government tells them. Brainwashing themselves by the TV and 6 media corporations who run the show. These people haven't developed an independent mind to think for themselves. The tell a lie vision does it for them. What a bunch of sheep. Better run along with the herd now before the shepherd catches you. You'll just be headed to the shredder unless they break the chain keeping themselves hostage. Only we can free ourselves, pick a side, and ride for it. So, I kind of agree with her. Whoa. Hold on. I'm not crazy. Don't worry. Hear me out. I don't agree with a lot of what she's saying, but some of it's kind of true. Like, I don't take anything at face value that I hear from anything or anyone, whether it's the government, the news, or whatever. I don't believe in fake news. I think the idea of fake news is a lie in itself. I just think that different people interpret stories different ways. Like, different news networks will interpret the same story in 2 different ways. You've heard that term, like, the truth lies in between. I I'm kind of a believer in that. And a lot of people take a lot of things at face value. Like, I know that there are some people that will only watch, here in America, Fox News, and some people that will only watch CNN here in America, because it's news that they want to hear. It's their left or right leaning news that they like to hear, so they'll gravitate towards one or the other channel. And I agree with her that a lot of people don't think for themselves. They like to be reassured that they're right. And if people don't expose themselves to differing opinions, then they will always be right, and the other people will always be wrong. So I agree with that a lot of people just don't think for themselves. But it kind of furthers my point that I've made in other videos, that anti-vaxxers are less concerned about facts and evidence, and they're more concerned about being right and knowing more than you. I'm smarter than you because I did my own independent research on Facebook, and I've learned the horrors of treating your children like that, and I'm a better parent than you because I've done my own research. But if, like what this poster said in her post, that there's 6 networks that control everything and anyone that watches them are sheep. No, there are 6, I guess, so many news networks here in America, and you just have to kind of listen to all of them to kind of get the full picture. It's not that you have to shut out everything to make your own decision, because then you're making decisions without any sort of knowledge, and that's just idiotic. If you were to get your news from different sources or your facts from different places, then you can kind of look to see what sounds right and what doesn't sound right, and then you'll be making your own decisions. Thank you very much for joining me on another Reddit story thing. VaxxHappened. Ooh, sorry I got long-winded there at the end. I just wanted to kind of make my point that you kind of got to look at stories and everything from different angles to kind of paint. Well, you already heard it, so I don't need to go into it again. Anyway, thanks for joining me. If you like what you saw, thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. You get A+ quality content like this every single time I decide I'm gonna make a video that day. And share it with a friend, and I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, later, kids.